All right, everybody, still working on the one with the diamond art canvas from Cocomarshmellow called Sugar Frosted Christmas. I call it Pastel Christmas Tree, so you might hear me refer to it as that. I am already zoomed in, and I've done some work since the last time you saw this, but I am not as far as I would like. So I'm going to start off today with the 3689, which is the slash. I've set out so many of these bags that I need to get through every day in order to get this kit finished. It is taking longer than anticipated, and I'm excited to kit up my next Christmas kit, which I believe will be the next video, unless something else crazy happens, like another huge Christmas drop from Diamond Art Club. Did you all pick anything up? Did you get everything that you wanted? I hope so. I'm actually pre-filming this particular WIP and Chat a little bit because I am headed to Dallas next. Well, as I'm filming this, today is Wednesday. You're going to see it next Wednesday because I am headed to Dallas from Saturday through Wednesday, which I am not super excited about, gotta be honest. I left the DFW area this summer and in July. Have not been back and don't really want to go back, but I'm going back for work. So, you just don't have the option all the time to not travel when you don't feel like it. So I am going to see at least some of my friends while I'm there from when I lived in DFW, so that's good. I think they actually texted me that the whole family has strep throat right now. And so they got on antibiotics yesterday, so hopefully they'll feel better by the time I get there late Saturday to hang out. Otherwise, be chilling in a hotel room by myself. But I'm going there, going there for work for 5 days. 5-day work trip. It's been a while since I had to go anywhere for work for such a long time. And pretty much anytime I have to go anywhere for work, it's Texas because I'm an attorney in Texas, and so I have to go there sometimes for when there's a trial or something important. But most of the time, I'm able to do everything remotely, so that's nice so far. So I've got that coming up. I also got a text today from somebody who had invited us to Thanksgiving, and they had to rescind their invitation. It's completely fine. There's some health issues going on with one of the people that invited us over, and I actually knew about those health issues. And thought to myself, I wonder if this is the best time for them to host Thanksgiving. So I wasn't actually surprised when she texted me, and I just want the person who's having health problems to feel better, and I don't mind at all. I completely understand. But now my husband and I are debating, like, what are we going to do for Thanksgiving? Because we're up here in the middle of nowhere, and so we want to do something, but he was talking about, well, he'd gotten online and there's several restaurants that we could go to that have a Thanksgiving. Now, last year I went out to eat for Thanksgiving. I think that was the first time I'd ever done that. It was in Cincinnati. And I mean, it doesn't matter that it was in Cincinnati. That's not relevant, but nonetheless, I didn't love it. Like, there was nothing wrong with it. It was a perfectly good Thanksgiving meal. It was a nice restaurant. But it just felt weird to me. So I told my husband, I'm not really into the idea of going out to eat for Thanksgiving. If push comes to shove, then I think the better thing to do is just make a turkey breast here and like make, you know, I'm not going to spend all day cooking, but I can make a semi-decent Thanksgiving meal in like 4 hours. So maybe we'll just do that. We know a few people, like you know, we're new to up here, so we don't know that many people. Plus, a lot of the people that we have met that live up here go home to somewhere else. They have 2 houses, so they go home to another location, usually somewhere in like California, where it's nice and balmy in the winter. A lot of people leave for the winter and they're just up here in the summer. So that kind of eliminates some of the options. Plus, I don't really want, I'm not going to invite myself to somebody's house. But we'll see what happens. Our church has I guess our church has a Thanksgiving the Saturday before. So maybe that would be enough. Knowing my husband, he would want to have some sort of a Thanksgiving, even if it's just the 2 of us here. I like Thanksgiving. But I don't really like turkey that much. So it doesn't really bother me if we don't have a turkey, but I think probably for him, we'll make a turkey breast, something different to eat. So yeah, that's been the latest news of what's going on over here. I can't believe that it's like Thanksgiving is creeping up. It has not been quite as cold here as I would like it to be. I think it's going to be about the same temperature when I'm in Dallas as it is up here, which is disappointing. I have these snowshoes that I would like to use. They're fairly expensive. I will insert a picture. You saw in 2 videos ago where it was snowing, and it snowed quite a bit. Like there were several inches, but then it got, not like 2 inches, not several, but then it got warm and it all kind of melted. So there's still a little bit of snow on the ground, but it's just like slush. I had forgotten how much fun slush is. Not at all. But I'll insert a picture from a recent walk so you can kind of see what it looks like here. I have a pattern where I start working really early in the morning, right? Like I got up today at 4:30 and I started working by 5, and then I quit working at like 3:45 my time because I'm an hour behind Dallas. So it's almost 5 there when I stop working. And so I got in the habit of going on walks every night. And it's nice that I'm able to quit a little earlier because obviously this daylight savings nightmare that we all got bamboozled into is a real thing. And it's, you know, basically the sun goes down. The sun goes down here right now at like 5. I mean, and it's going to be before 5 at some point because until December 21st, it's going to, you know, it's just earlier and earlier until the winter solstice, right? So I am, yeah, dealing with that. I suppose it's better than the spring forward. I don't know why we do this. Like, true story. When I was trying to figure out, when I was in law school, I had to figure out what state I wanted to move to and take the bar, right? You have to pick. And I didn't really have ties to any state. I was 25. I was just like, you know, where do I want to move to? I initially signed up to take the bar exam in Nevada, but I wimped out because it was really far away. I'm originally from Ohio, and it was really far away. I didn't know anybody at all there. I had a kind of a negative experience with a job that I thought I had lined up that was offered to me and then with just like withdrawn for no reason. So I wimped out and I ended up instead deciding to go to Indiana and take the bar there and live there, and which was right next door and where I'd gone to college. And I was seriously so undecided about where I wanted to go. At that time in 2005, Indiana didn't do daylight savings time. They do it now. And they started doing it like right after I moved to Indiana, not too much longer. And I was so bummed because that was seriously how hard it was for me to make a decision. I came down to, does this state do daylight savings time? It doesn't as a pro. I think it's down to just like Arizona, maybe Hawaii. It's crazy. But like, why do we do this to ourselves? I would so much rather have it be dark in the morning until like 9 o'clock. I don't care. Than have it be dark so soon after work. It's a nice diamond painting time of the year though. I'll give it that because there's literally nothing else to do. So it's a nice time of year to have a hobby that is an indoor hobby. Makes filming videos hard too because there's like no light. I noticed the 2 videos ago that I uploaded where I was showing you my progress. Oh, there's a progress on this kit. The lighting was a little dark and I use an external light, but it's like a cave in that room at this time of the year. By the time it rolls around I kind of have to film these in the evening because I'm working all day. So yeah. Sorry about the filming from the cave the other day, but I will do my best, but I can make no promises. I have made the executive decision that I'm going to kit up Santa on the chimney or whatever it's called. It's something close to that before Santa's list. I'm super excited about Santa in the chimney or on the chimney or whatever it's called, and I just don't want to wait to do it. Also, one of you commented that you were working on Santa's list right now and it was much more confetti heavy than you thought. So that kind of made me scared because I need a slight confetti break after this guy. Because I don't know how long I've been working on this. I don't think I want to know, but too long. And herein lies the rub. I'm now looking for all these slashes and I guarantee you that I'm gonna miss some. It's hard to diamond paint and talk, y'all. Thinking I'm probably also gonna have to go to Indiana. Speaking of Indiana, coming up sometime soon to visit my parents. I don't want to do it right at Christmas or Thanksgiving because I do not want to deal with that airport hassle. I don't want to get stranded anywhere. There are pretty much, like, my parents live in Indianapolis, and Indianapolis is a decent sized town, but for whatever reason, there are no direct flights into Indianapolis from most places. And couple that with the fact that I live in the absolute middle of nowhere, and there are definitely no direct flights. When I fly out of here, I fly out of either Kalispell or Missoula. Kalispell is pretty much like Glacier National Park Airport. Like, I think that might even be what it's called. And then Missoula is where University of Montana is. Neither of them are large airports. We're talking like, I don't know, 6-8 gates. You don't show up very early for flights out of there because there will not be anybody there. Like, when I've flown into this area many times before we moved up here, and I was shocked when I first flew up here about how tiny the airport was in Missoula. And I think that was in 2016, maybe the first time I flew into Missoula. And since then, I think they've expanded the airport twice, and it's still so small. It's nice to fly out of, though, because, like I said, if you get here early, like, I mean, the first time, when I initially started coming up here, I would get there, like, an hour and a half early, and, like, yeah, I just had to stand by the ticketing gate. You couldn't even, like, check your bags. There was nobody even there yet. So I learned my lesson on that one. So I will not be getting I'm flying out of Kalispell when I fly to Dallas on Saturday. And I will not be getting there very early. I think my husband's going fishing in Idaho when I'm gone. I'm like, I see how it is. I get to go to Dallas for work and you get to go fishing. Not fair. Oh, I'm off the screen a little bit. One of the hardest things about doing a WIP and Chat is staying on the screen. Especially when you're moving around like I am, looking for all these little slashes. Okay. All right, there we are. In other news, my husband also asked me today what I thought about him sending in a deposit for a puppy that he can take. He wants to get, I don't know, I think an English setter or a Springer Spaniel. I'm not sure which one he's decided on. But he wants to get a puppy to take bird hunting with him. Bird hunting's big up here and he's into it. For those of you that are new, we had a dog that passed away, a little Papillon, on Memorial Day, actually. So I don't know that I'm entirely ready to get another dog. Actually, I know I'm not entirely ready to get another dog. This would be his dog, certainly. I'm not really that into, and these dogs aren't really big, but I'm only into little dogs. And eventually I'll get another Papillon, I think, but it's just still too early, still too fresh. And we had the dog for almost 16 years. Bought him like the week we got back from our honeymoon. So yeah, I just need a little bit more time. So I told him, I'm like, listen, no, we're not sending in deposit for a puppy yet. Like, hold off a little bit. All right, I made it through a color. I normally never make it through more than one color in a WIP and Chat, so I'm not diamond painting fast, but I am working with a color that there wasn't a ton of, at least until I go back and see all the flashes that I probably missed. Do y'all have any good tricks for that? Like, I feel like I miss so many every time, and I try to like scan by quadrants, but it just doesn't work. We're gonna go with, next color is this cool kind of red color, 3831, which is it's a diamond. I know there are not a ton of those. We have one straggler. Let's get rid of that. It can't be a ton because there's barely any in this bag. I cannot stress enough how much I love the baggies. Like that this diamond painting was kitted up in baggies. It is literally the best thing ever. Okay, not the best thing ever, but it's pretty good. So let's talk about Thanksgiving since it's coming up. Do you all host? Do you have plans? Do you do a big Thanksgiving? Do you do a small Thanksgiving? I think I know what most people do, obviously. Like, I grew up in the United States. I know what, like, the traditional Thanksgiving looks like. But given my circumstances this year, I think I need some input on what you all do that might not be so traditional. That might be helpful to me to figure out what we're gonna do, since it's looking more and more like, I mean, we might find last minute plans, but it's looking like we may not, which is gonna be fine. We'll have fun either way. But if you have some kind of cool or quirky Thanksgiving, I almost said Halloween, Thanksgiving tradition that you do that you think might be good for those of us who are not going to be traveling or don't have anything kind of set up to do with family or friends, let me know, and I would definitely like to hear it. I'm sure that one of you does some cool stuff for Thanksgiving that I maybe could steal, to put it mildly, adopt, to put it more delicately, but really steal. I'm loving how fast I'm getting through these diamonds. There's almost none of them. Do you all do the thing where you like alternate the colors and you give yourself one that's not going to be so much work first and then one that's going to be more work next and kind of break them up that way? I find that I do that. I think it helps me mentally. Especially in these super confetti heavy ones. I have not decided if this is going to be, I love this diamond painting, but I haven't decided if this is going to be a diamond painting that I can recommend yet, because it is very confetti heavy. I knew it was going to be. The last one I did from the one with the diamond art, the one with the diamond art was too. And I really enjoyed it. So I did recommend that one. I love this one. I've been excited to work on this one. Where did that diamond go? Since I initially got it in the spring, I think. Maybe even earlier than that. Maybe like as early as January. I can't remember. But it's a lot of confetti. And I like confetti. So if I'm having, like, fair warning, like if you don't like confetti, I can already tell you, do not consider this one, because I like confetti and it's a lot. Oop, that one's upside down. We have not gotten much activity on our trail cams in the way of bears this week. If you watch some of my older WIP and Chats or any of the videos that I put out, when we get bear pictures on our trail cams, I usually put them up. We have, if you're new, I know we have many new subscribers, so I'll just quickly explain that my husband and I are renting this cabin right now, and we have some land that we are going to build a house on. That build is going to start in the spring, hopefully, if the builders get to it at that point, which I think from everything that I'm finding out may or may not happen around here. But nonetheless, at some point we'll start building. We've been working with an architect and we're like 95% of the way done with our plans. And so we're working on that. We've got our power run. It's just raw land, right? There's nothing there right now. We've got our power run that we ran this summer. And we have trail cameras that are up on the property because we get a lot of wildlife and we like to see what's going on. Like we did have some coyotes there this week, but I like to splice in the Montana with the diamond painting. It's just something that's a little unique, I think, being up here. And I like just sharing it. We do have grizzly bears quite often up here. They do, you do have to be very aware of them. They will get you into some trouble if you're not prepared. I will say that I have not seen any in person in this area. We're in the Swan Valley of Montana, and I have not seen any in person. They are here, but I haven't seen any. I've seen one in Phillipsburg, Montana once, but never around here. So I like to splice in the videos of the bears when we get them. And I hope you're interested in that because that's something I like sharing. Also, moose. We've had some moose this year. We get a wolf here and there, a mountain lion here and there. And yeah, I'm about to move on to this 597, which is this blue color. I can't imagine that there's too much. There's not very many drills. I'm going to start working on that, but I think in the interest of me really trying to get some good headway done on this diamond painting before I go to Dallas, I am going to leave it here for the WIP and Chat. And when we come back the next time, I'll update you on what happened in Dallas, how it went, and we will kit up the next Christmas diamond painting that I'm super excited for. Can't wait. Hope to see you back then. Thanks for checking out the video, and until next time, happy diamond painting, everyone.